Torrey with Radiant Resilience. Today we're going to be doing a challenging but not too challenging chair yoga class. To get set up, you're going to want a mat or carpet, something that's not going to be slippery for you. And if you have a block, you can have that handy too. It's not going to be completely necessary, but it might make some of the things that we do a little more comfortable. And then you're going to want a chair that doesn't have any arms on it. Okay? So just take a moment to get your area set up. As we move through class, remember, take care of yourself. You know your body better than anybody else. And everything that we do is optional. So you can do as much or as little as feels right for you today. And also as we move through class, just make sure, especially when we're doing the standing portion of the class, that you have at least 2 of the feet of your chair on a carpet or mat or something that's not going to slip on you, so that you're not in danger of having your chair slide out from underneath you, because I want you to stay safe. All right, so go ahead and get yourself seated in your chair, sitting up really tall, shoulders going up, back, and down. Take a big breath in and let it go. And then bring your arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep arms up. Palms come together. Exhale, hands come to your heart. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands down. And one more time. Inhale up. And exhale, release down. Another side here, breathe in, let it go. And then bring the arms back down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, interlace fingers, press your palms up towards the ceiling. Let your shoulders lift up towards your ears in a shrug and feel that stretch along the sides of your body. And then exhale, drop the shoulders down. Good. Bend the elbows, bring the palms to face your head. Do some little circles over your head, like you're drawing a halo over your head. And go the other direction. And then reach the arms back up. Breathe in, exhale, release shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. Roll shoulders up, back, and down. And then just round your back a little bit so that you can reach down low on your chair. And once you have that spot, once you've reached onto it, you're going to sit up tall. So just by reaching lower on the chair and sitting tall, I want you to feel a little length along the sides of your neck and shoulders. From there, deep breath in, and then exhale, drop your chin down to your chest. Shoulders are still moving back and sliding down. And as you sigh this next time, see if the shoulders will melt towards the floor a little more. Keep your chin on your chest as you slide it over to one collarbone. And then through center into the other collarbone. And then back to center. Now very slowly roll your head ear to the shoulder, forward into the other shoulder. Keep going. Neck and shoulder is a common place to hold tension. So you're just working through that a little bit. As your head goes over to one side this next time, keep it there. And now the direction that the top of your head is pointing, that's the direction you're going to lean. So you're still holding on to the bottom of the chair. Deep breath in, exhale, lean in that direction. It's not very much, but you'll feel a deeper stretch along that one side of your neck. And then keep your head to the side as you bring your torso center, and then roll your head forward into the other side. Deep breath in, exhale, lean in that direction. Just feel that deeper stretch through the side of your neck. Head stays to the side, body comes center, and then head forward, chin to the chest again. Breathe in, and then exhale, release, head comes upright. Roll shoulders up, back and down. And then move your shoulders independently in the same direction, moving your rib cage. And then inhale, shrug. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, sweep, arms back up. Exhale, sweep, just one hand down, holding on to the side of the seat. Pushing it down just a little bit to even out your sits bones and reaching to the side. Keep your top shoulder rolled open. And then come up and switch to the other side. And come back up. Now scoot forward a little bit on your chair so you're more at the front of the seat. Knees are comfortably wide, hands on your knees. And we're just going to do some cat-cows here. I'll turn sideways so you can see. Inhale, chest comes forward. Exhale, round back. Couple more of those. Inhale, forward and back. And one more. Now as you come upright, we're going to make that motion just a little bit bigger. I'm going to continue to turn to the side so you can see. You're going to inhale, lead with your heart as you fold forward, and then exhale, round up. Using your hands on your knees to help support your torso weight and just getting the motion of your body moving a little more. Then we'll do one more. And then come back to upright. Inhale, arms down. Inhale, sweep, arms up. And then exhale, opposite hand to knee. Other hand comes to the back of your chair. Lift up really tall as you twist. Looking over your back shoulder with every inhale, lengthen through the spine. Every exhale, try to release tension. Or you might be able to go deeper, but just make sure you're not using your arms to pull you. Breathe in, and then exhale, release. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, twist the other direction. Again, lengthen on the inhales, soften on the exhales, or maybe go deeper. You don't want to over twist. Path of least resistance is your low back, and you don't want to force that. And then deep breath in, and as you exhale, go ahead and release. And then just kind of move side to side a little bit. From there, bring one knee up to your chest. Inhale, let the arms lengthen, the knee drops, the heart lifts. And then exhale, pull the knee and forehead into each other. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, pull it in. And one more, up. And down. Good. As you come upright, lengthen that same leg out in front of you. Heel comes to the floor, and your hand's going to come to the thigh of the other leg. And you want the toes to be pointing straight up. And again, I'll turn sideways so you can kind of see what my leg is doing, but you can stay right there. You want to be close to the edge of your seat so you have room for that leg. Now breathe in, and as you exhale, you're going to flatten the foot to the floor and hinge forward, keeping your spine straight. And then inhale, bring yourself upright. Exhale, flatten forward. Inhale, up and forward and up. Now, keep the toes lifted as you come forward again, and you'll stop before you round your spine. Stay there, turn your toes out, turn the toes in, and out, and in, and one more time, out, and in. And then toes straight up, take a deep breath in, exhale, hinge maybe a little further if that feels available to you. And then place the foot down flat on the floor, but try to keep your toes lifted. Spread the toes out. And then bring the toes down, flatten them out, breathe in again. Exhale, maybe hinge a little further. And then come back up. As you come up, bring that same leg up into your chest. Cross the ankle over the thigh and open the knee out. So you want to keep this foot flexed. That keeps your knee stable. Sitting up very tall here. So some of you might find that this is plenty of a stretch, especially for this glute of your top leg. If you want a little bit extra, you're going to exhale and hinge forward just a little bit, finding that edge where you're feeling a little more. The other thing you can play with is your bottom knee, moving it a little bit out to the outside and it pulls the top leg with it, and that might intensify the stretch in your glutes if you're feeling you need it. Good, and then coming back up. Now while we have that foot lifted, we're going to take the hands coming in through the bottom of the foot and weave your fingers between your foot. So you're spreading out your toes. And this might be a challenge for you, especially if your toes are used to being glued together. So wedging the fingers down into the base of the toe as much as you can, and then just do some little rotations there. And go both directions. I call this the toe handshake. And then flex the foot and then just press the fingers into the base of the toes a little more. And let that go. Wiggle your toes a little bit. Now, heel toe your bottom foot over to the side. And you're going to hold onto the back of your chair with your back hand. And you might scoop towards the front edge of your chair just a little bit so this hip is off. And then you're going to take the knee up to your chest, slide your hand down the shin and to the foot and bring the leg down. Now if your knee doesn't like that much bend, you can bring a belt or something around your foot to release it just a little bit. Make sure you're feeling this right in the center of your thigh, not at the knee. You have a lot of ability to adjust your position here, so find that place where you feel it in the thigh, center of your thigh. One more breath there. Now as you release, I'm just going to move this to the side so you can see, as we release, softly bring the top of the foot down onto the floor. I want you to feel a stretch along the top part of your foot and maybe your shin. So if this doesn't give you enough, slide the foot forward a little bit until you find that the right amount of stretch for you. And then you're going to move the heel side to side. You'll notice you get a stretch along the outer side of your foot and then along the big toe line of your foot. So after going side to side a few times, just open the heel out for breath. And then bring the heel in line with your big toe. Ooh, that one's always tight. This is a spot that can get tight, especially if you're someone like me who likes to wear flip-flops. And then, as a little release, tuck the toes under and push your heel down and back. All right, and then come back to center, and we'll do that same sequence to the other side. Bring the knee in, inhale, lengthen the arm, lift the heart. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, up, and curl, and one more, up, and curl. Good. As you come upright, lengthen the leg out in front of you, toes pointing straight up. You're on the front edge of your seat, and your hand is on the other leg. I'm going to turn sideways just a little bit again, and now we're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge forward as you bring the foot flat to the floor. Inhale, come up and lift your toes. Exhale, forward, and up, and forward, and up. Now this time keep your toes lifted as you hinge forward from the hip. Pause there. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bring the ball of the foot down. Try to keep the toes up and spread them out. And then flatten the foot down. Another deep breath in. And softly hinge forward a little more if that's available. Good. And come back up. Bring that knee in towards your chest again. Cross the ankle over the thigh, flexing the foot, sitting tall. Inhale, exhale, hinge from here. Whew. Breathing, just noticing where you're feeling this. If you're feeling like you want a little extra, the bottom knee can move slightly out to the side, pulling the other leg with it to give you a little extra intensity in your glute. Good, and go ahead and come up, and then we're going to do that toe handshake, starting coming in from the bottom, feeding the fingers in between your toes, pressing the fingers into the base of the toes as much as you can, and then some little toe rotations. both directions. Getting the toes to separate helps with our balance and just a good foundation. And then pause, press the fingers in even further. And this can be intense, so just do what feels right for you. And then let that go. Give your toes a little wiggle, and then heel toe your bottom foot over to the outside of your chair so you can hold on to the back of your chair with your one hand. Other hand pulls the knee in, slide the hand down the shin to your foot. Here you want to be lengthening out the tailbone and scooping in the navel. And again, make sure you're finding this stretch in the center of your thigh, not at your knee. Couple of breaths here. This is a big, strong muscle group, so make sure you're not overdoing it. You can use a belt around your foot or ankle if you need to. Now as you release, very softly set the top of the foot down to the floor. See how that's feeling? If you need more, slide the foot forward. So you're feeling a stretch along the top of your foot, and then open the heel out and in, moving it side to side, working into the outer part of the foot and ankle and along the big toe shin line of your foot. And then stop with the heel out for a breath. And then bring the heel in line with the shin and the big toe. Now tuck toes under, push the heel down and back. And then release. Come back to center. Open your knees out just a little further. Hands are on your thighs. Come forward and hang in a ragdoll. So you can let your head hang here. You can keep hands on your thighs, or you can release hands down to the floor or a block. And just take a breath. And bring hands back up to the thighs and roll yourself up. Walk your feet back into the center. And now you're going to bring the feet in just a little closer to your chair. You're going to reach the hands forward. I'm going to turn sideways again so you can see. Now what you're trying to avoid is this. You want to stay pretty steady just using the strength of your legs. So if your knees don't like this up and down motion, you're going to come into chair pose and stay there and breathe. Push feet down and lift up. So you can stay right there, or you can come with me, lower and lift. See how my torso is not rocking forward and back a lot. I'm pushing the heels down into the floor using the strength of my legs. Thighs are parallel to each other and knees are lined up with the center midline of your foot. Couple more. These are hard. All right, and then come up. Stay there. You can reach forward. You can bring hands together at your heart, or you can reach all the way up. Lengthen through the navel, or pull the navel in and up, lengthen through the tailbone. Breathe here. One more breath. And then reach hands forward again. And slowly release down. Back to center. Give the legs a little shake. And then back to the front edge of your mat, or of your chair. We're going to bring one knee up, open that ankle, toes go out. Breathe in, exhale, push forward, inhale, bend. Push, bend, push, bend, push, and bend. Now go out, stay there, turn your toes straight up, point the toes, little circles. These are also hard. Make sure you're still breathing and go the other direction. And then pause for a breath. And release. Give that leg a little beating. Give it a little shake. And then we'll do the same thing with the other side. Lean back enough so that you're feeling stable and your back isn't feeling strained. Turn your toes out. Breathe in. Exhale. Push and bend. Push and bend. Trying to keep your knee at the same height, so it's not dipping down as you lengthen very much. As your leg lengthens this time, toes turn up, point the toes, little circles with your leg. Trying to keep most of your body still except for the leg, and then go the other direction. Woo! Alright, and then release. Give that leg a little shake, a little pound. I'm going to turn sideways, but you can stay forward. You're going to bring your hands to the back. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Lift up through your heart. If anybody wants to take this further, you can lift the hips. And then come back down. Now, walk your hands to the front edge of your chair. Again, you can stay facing front. I'm just turning sideways so you can see. You're going to come off of it and bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. If that's too much, you'll do it like this. Bend and straighten. Okay? Just a few more. Keep going. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Alright, bring your hips back down. Hands go to the back of the chair. One more time, lift up. Maybe lift up your hips. And release. Coming back to the front edge of your seat. Walk your feet wide. Now this is where you could use a block. I'll show you with a block. You don't have to use a block. We're going to walk the feet wide. Bring your hands to the insides of the knees. Push your knees back as your chest comes forward. So make sure you're on your seat enough so that you don't topple forward. Push the hips back. Chest is forward, spine is straight. Do a little dip of one shoulder. Look over the other shoulder. And switch. Coming back to center. Now ease your hands down either to the block or to the floor. Push your feet into the floor, lift your hips up. Alright? And then you're going to lengthen one leg, bend the other. And then switch to the other side. And go back to the first side. And then the second side again. Alright, coming back to center, both knees bent. Pivot on your heels, turn your toes forward. Lengthen the legs, spine stays straight. This might be where you stay. Or if it's comfortable, you'll bend all the way forward. Shake your head, no. Nod yes. And take another breath. Little bend in your knees. Walk your hands up to the very tops of your thighs. I'm going to turn sideways again so you can see. Tops of the thighs. Push your thigh bones back as you lengthen through your spine. I always think this feels nice. It creates a little space between the bones of the spine. Deep breath in. And then come on up. Alright, so from here, we're going to get ready to do some of the standing poses. Alright, you're going to take your chair, and we're going to start bringing it to the front of your mat with, notice I have two of the feet of my chair on the mat and the back of the chair is facing me. So take a moment to get that set up. Okay, now that you're set up with your chair here, we're going to just take a step back, keep your hands on the top of the chair, step back, try to line your ankles up underneath your hips as you push back. Hips are straight, or hips are reaching back, spine is long. And just give yourself a little stretch here. You might toggle your knees so one knee bends and the other one straightens. Good. And then both legs straight. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. And then walk yourself forward. Feet are underneath your hips. Bring your arms down. We're going to come into some toe stands. Inhale, sweep the arms up as you go up onto your toes. Exhale, sweep them down. And again, up and down, and finally coming up, holding this one if you can. You might go in and out of it. Try to push the ball of the big toe down to stabilize your ankles. And again, make sure you're breathing. It's tempting to hold your breath in balanced poses. And then hands to the heart, lower your heels, and take a sigh. Working into chair pose. So fingers are going to be light on the back of your chair. Shift your weight to one foot, bring the other foot up. Heel comes up, knee opens out. Now I'm going to turn sideways again so you can see. Notice if you shift your weight to your one foot, if your hip does this. So you want to push your foot straight down into the floor, reach the crown of your head straight up so you're really tall and everything is strong. And then you can start to bring the foot up. If you want, you can keep the toes on the floor. You can come up to the calf or even higher. Just make sure you're not pushing directly on your knee. All right? And I really like to do tree pose in with our chair because it helps you get everything set up, pushing your foot and your thigh into each other as equally strong before you commit to the balance. So you might just keep a light touch on your chair, or you might be able to release. Hands can be together, open, whatever feels right for you today. And again, make sure you keep breathing. You're not holding your breath. If you come in and out of it, that's okay. And don't take it too seriously. And one more breath. As you release, try to release softly. Feet are even, weight's even on your feet. Take a big sigh. Letting that side go, and then you're going to get set up for the other side. So again, light touch on the back of your chair, shift your weight to your standing foot, and start to bring your foot up. Or you can keep toes on the floor. You're pushing the foot and the thigh into each other equally. The lifted leg, the knee is moving back, but that hip is reaching forward. And again, you might stay using the chair. You might be able to let the chair go. Soft face, easy gaze, easy breath. You might have a little breeze in your tree. When you're ready, try to release softly. Weight even on both feet, and one more side. All right, as you open your eyes, you're going to take your chair and flip it around. So now the seat is going to be facing you. And again, just remember that you still have 2 of the feet of your chair on your mat. Okay? Facing the chair, we're just going to reach down and come into a little table position. And then adjust your feet to where it feels like the right spot for your feet. Okay? The other thing I want to tell you about is we're going to be coming into some planks. And when we come into some planks, sometimes what I'll see is this. See how my shoulders are way back behind my hands? So if you find that it's not a real stable spot for your shoulders, if that's the case, you're going to bring your feet forward so that you can stack shoulders over your wrists. Okay? So, coming back to your table position, and then we're going to come up to standing. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to be doing kind of a little sun salutation. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the arms. Exhale, fold forward again. And then inhale, come back up. Step 1 foot forward, almost to where your shin or your knees touching the front of the chair. Step the other foot back to a lunge. Back heel is straight up and down instead of pointing out or in. And you're going to start to lift the heart up. Take a breath, scoop in the navel, lengthen out your low back. Now lean forward again, and we're going to lift the back heel up or forward, and then exhale, push it down. Inhale, up and back, and again, up and back. And then come up a little higher with the heart. You can stay touching your chair. You can start to work your hands to your front leg, to the heart, or you might even reach up. Breathing here. And then hands sweep back down to the seat of the chair. Lengthen from your back heel up to the top of your head. The same hand as your front leg is going to reach up into a twist. And breathe here. Good. Untwist, hands on the seat. Now this is where we're going to come into our lunge. So for me, I need to take my back foot forward a little bit. I stacked my shoulders and then step back to my plank. Tailbone's long. Broaden through your collarbones, lengthen out your tailbone, and scoop in the navel. Easy, soft, steady breath. Couple more breaths. And then on your next exhale, come back, hips go back, arms lengthen forward. This is our down dog. And take a breath here. All right, so now you're going to bring your chest forward a little bit and step the other foot to the front. Finding your lunge on this side. We'll just start to lift the heart up so you can check if the back foot's placed how you want it. And then lean forward again. Inhale, the back heel comes forward and up. Exhale, push it back and down. Inhale, up and back. And one more, up and back. Staying there, start to lift the heart. Maybe a light touch on the chair or going to your front leg. Heart or up. Nice deep breath. Letting it go. And then hands sweep back down to the seat of the chair. Same hand as your front leg reaches up into your twist. And then back to both hands on the seat. If you need to, bring your back foot forward a little bit. And then step the other one back, plank. Couple of deep breaths here. And then we're going to do a little flow from here. Breathe in, big exhale into your down dog. Inhale forward, exhale back. And again, forward and back. And another breath here. Now we're going to go back to the first side, stepping that foot forward. Back foot's going to angle out so that you can flatten the foot. Toes are angled out slightly, heel is down. Coming into where we're getting ready for a warrior one. But we're going to work that front leg first. Breathe in, exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend it. And straighten, and bend, and straighten, and bend. Really pushing your back heel down into the floor and lifting the arch up. Now straighten the front leg. Take same hand as front leg. Thumb comes to the crease of that hip and gives it a little push back as the other hip comes forward slightly. Staying there. Now, depending on how your back is, maybe this is where you're going to stay, or if it feels available on your next exhale, fold forward. Bending the front knee, bringing your torso upright, sweep the arms up, warrior one. Breathe in, exhale, open the elbows out into a goalpost. Elbows are going back, scoop the navel in. And then hands come back down to the seat of the chair. Lift your back heel, make sure your shoulders are over the wrists, so adjust the back foot if you need to. Now instead of coming into a full plank, if it's available to you, you're going to sweep that back leg and bring it out. Now if that doesn't work, you're going to be here, okay? If you're here, you might go one, inhale, exhale, knee in, inhale, lengthen. Knee in and lengthen, or you can be breathing into your plank and lengthen. Good. Foot comes down, breathe in, exhale back to your down dog. Take a breath in, let it go. This is kind of our little rest in between. And then start to lift the heart, chest is coming forward. Step the other foot to the front and angle the back foot down, heel comes down. Breathe in, exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend it. And straighten, and bend, and straighten, and bend. Going back to straight, stay there. Same hand as your front leg, that thumb comes to the crease of that hip, gives it a little push back as the other one comes forward. Lengthen through your spine. Bring the hand back down to the seat. You can stay here, or on your next exhale, fold. Bending the front knee, bring your torso upright, sweep the arms back, up. Inhale, as you exhale, goal post your arms. And then hands back to the seat of the chair, lift your back heel, get your shoulders over wrists, and then you can step back to a regular plank, or you can bring that front leg back and up. Breathe in, exhale, knee in, inhale, reach. In, and reach, and one more, in, and reach. Pause there, breathe. Both feet to the floor, breathe in, exhale, back down to your down dog. And then walk your feet back to your table position. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Really engage your legs and your core. Fingers reach back. Inhale all the way up. And hands come to your heart. Take a sigh. Good. Open the eyes, bring the hands down. And then we're going to change to face the long edge of your mat. And you're going to move your chair so the edge that's at your back, the chair is going to be at that edge with the front legs on the mat. And when you come into a wide stance, your one foot is going to be in front of the chair leg that's closest to you. Okay? So find your wide stance. And then we're going to turn the toes out of the foot that's by the chair. Hands come to your hips. Push your hips down. Lengthen through your spine. Look over your shoulder. Breathe in. Exhale. Bend that knee. Stopping right over your ankle. And the chair is a nice little biofeedback tool. So you want to gently be pushing that leg in towards the chair. From there, bring the arms out. Push up through the crown of the head, drop your chin. On your next inhale, sweep the arms back. And exhale, hand to the seat of the chair and reach over. Inhale, push up and back. And then come forward. One more of those, up. And back. Good, now stay there. Really deepen into it. Stretch that top arm and rotate the heart towards the ceiling just a little bit. And then top hand comes to your hip. Bottom hand's going to stay on your chair. Look down, breathe in, exhale. Straighten the leg as you're pushing your hips in the opposite direction and push the ball of the foot down into the floor. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. And bend, and straighten, and bend. Now this time, go to straight, stay there. Use your hand on your chair to help lengthen through the side of your waist that's closest to the chair. And then reach the top arm up. A little added challenge, you could bring that arm back if that's okay on your shoulder. And then bring it up. And then you might bring it up alongside your ear. And then the most challenging would be to bring both arms. Bottom hand comes back to the seat of the chair. Other hand comes to your hip. Bend the knee and reach back up. Warrior two. And then release, lengthen that leg, turn the toes forward, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So, take a moment, slide your chair to the other side, so it's still facing the same direction, it's just at the other edge of your mat. Find your wide stance, just like this. And then turn the toes out of the foot that's closest to the chair. Hands on your hips, push hips down, lengthen through your spine, breathe in, exhale, bend the knee. Stopping over your ankle, gently pushing that leg towards the chair. Reach arms out. Big inhale, soft exhale. And then inhale, back hand sweeps down, front arm reaches up, exhale over. And then inhale back and over. And one more, back and over. Staying here, lengthening from your back heel all the way through your fingertips. Rotate the heart. Breathe. Top hand comes to your hip. Other hand stays on the chair. Breathe in, exhale, straighten that bent leg. Press the ball of that same foot down into the floor. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. And bend. And straighten. Last one. Bend and straighten. Use your hand on your chair to lengthen through the side of your waist that's closest to the chair. Shoulders are open. You can stay there, or you can reach the arm up. You can reach the hand back just a little. And back up, and then maybe take the top arm alongside the ear. See how that feels? Maybe take the bottom arm up as well. Breathe. Hand comes down, bend the knee. Warrior two. Good, and straighten the leg. Turn the toes forward and just go in a little more narrow here. And then turn those toes back out. There you're going to bend the knee. Bring your hand to the seat of the chair and slide it to the edge that's farthest away from you. And then push off your back foot. We're coming into half moon pose. Push off your back foot. Let the standing leg, make sure the standing leg, the kneecap, is still pointing to the center line of your foot. As you start to lift the back leg, toes are forward, open the arm out. Yeah, breathing here. If any of you want this added challenge, you can bend the knee, reach back, find the foot, open the chest. Keep the tailbone long. One more breath. If you're holding the foot, go ahead and release, reach back out. Look down, bend the knee, and step back. Turn the toes forward, and we'll move the chair back to the first side. And we'll do the same thing on this side. So, not quite as wide as your warrior stances, a little more narrow, and then turn the toes out that are closest to the chair. Bend the knee, hand comes to this chair, foot's too close, and then slide your hand to the edge farthest away from you, pushing off your back foot. Let your toes touch until you feel ready, and then start to lift, opening the arm out. Again, making sure your standing knee, your kneecap, is still pointing to the center line of your foot. If your hips can't open, the path of least resistance is you're going to twist in your knee. So keep your knee stable, and maybe don't open your hips up as much. That doesn't matter. Breathe. If you're going for that extra challenge, bend the knee, reach back, find the foot. Good. And then lengthen back out. Look down, bend your standing leg, and step back. After you step back, just do a few little swinging twists. And then turn your chair to face you again at the front edge of your mat. Coming back to where you're facing your chair, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, bend your knees. Breathe in, exhale, round your back. And arch. And round. And arch. And one more. Round. And arch. Good. From there, ease yourself down to your knees. Now you can stay holding onto the chair like this, walking your hips back and releasing down like this. You can go, if you have a lower chair rung, you can go there. You can go to the floor. Or a little deeper stretch in the shoulders. Again, make sure it just feels okay for your shoulders. You can bring palms together and drop down this way. So do what feels the best for your body right at this moment. And then go ahead, release all the way down into your child's pose. Let your arms be wherever feels most comfortable for them. And once you're comfortable, you might rock just a little bit side to side here. And then come back to your center and sigh it out. And then back up to table, wag your hips side to side. Maybe a little cat-cow here. And then tuck toes under and come up to a down dog if that feels right to you. You might pedal your feet out. Release down, take a sigh. And release down. Swing your legs around. Bring your feet out in front of you so you're still facing your chair. And again, so lean back on your hands and you can either keep toes on the floor. You can bring toes to the bottom rung of your chair, or you can let your toes come to the very top or nothing at all. Hands are going to come, once you have your feet set up, bring your hands behind your thighs, lift up through your heart. If you want to challenge, you might come off the chair and then maybe release the hands. From there, reach up and we're going to climb a rope. Inhale, reach up and up, up. On the inhale is when you reach. On the exhale is when you release. Good. Couple more. Good. And then hands back down. Ease your feet to the floor. Inhale, reach up with the heart. Exhale, pull back. One more of those. Forward and back. And then coming, you're still going to stay a little bit away from your chair. Coming down onto the floor. Bring your knees into your chest and rock side to side. And then back to center, reach legs up, and just do a few little foot flaps and ankle circles. Flex your feet, reach up, slide your hands up your legs to where you're able to reach, and then as you bend your elbows, bend your knees and open the knees out into a happy baby. Maybe rock a little here. Feels good. And then release. Feet come to the floor. Arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Exhale. On your inhale, roll up to a bridge. Tailbone starts and the rest of the spine follows, one bone at a time. You might be able to walk your shoulders in towards each other. You can keep arms flat and pressing down. You could clasp your hands or you could bend your elbows. Breathing here. Feel the inner thighs working by just drawing the knees slightly closer together without moving your feet. On your next inhale, roll up to your toes. Exhale, roll the spine to the floor. And then bring one ankle over the other thigh. Back to your figure four. We did it in the chair, now we're going to do it on the floor. So you can stay right here. You could, I'm going to get a little closer to the chair. You could bring your foot up to that bottom rung of the chair, to the top, to the seat of the chair, or you could bring your knee in towards your chest. So if your hips are feeling a little tight today, using the chair is a nice option because it gives you a chance to sit and allow things to soften without feeling like you're struggling to hold on to your leg. So really take advantage of the chair if that's going to work better for you today. And then no matter what option you chose, you can move your legs side to side. And then find that place that feels like the best, the right amount of intensity for you. Stay there, breathe. Let that go, and then switch to the other side, crossing the ankle over, flex your foot, knee stay stable, and then you can, again, play with, the foot can be on the floor, the bottom rung, the seat, or you can bring your knee in, and then go side to side with your legs. Find your place you're going to stop, stay there, breathe. Good, and let it go. And then the last thing we're going to do before Shavasana, you might have to scoot a little further away from the chair so that you can lengthen your legs out underneath the chair. Bring one knee into your chest. And while you're holding that leg, you could move it a little out to the side just to get into a different part of your hip. And release and bring the other knee into your chest. If having the other leg long on the floor doesn't feel right for your back, bring the foot to the floor with a bent knee. Maybe move the knee out a little wider. And then both legs lengthen out. Reach your arms overhead for a big full body stretch. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, soften. And again, inhale, stretch. And release. Walk your feet back to the floor. Open the arms out to a T or goalpost and just gently move knees side to side. You don't have to go very, very deep with this. You want to keep it feeling good in your body. And then let your knees fall over to one side. Look over the opposite shoulder. Take a sigh. Go through center, over to the other side, and sigh again. And back to center. Bringing knees back into your chest again. Now you could either rock side to side or you can do some circles with your knees going in the same direction. Just one last little low back massage. If you're circling, go the other direction. And then one last little hip massage. Keep bring knees to center, hands on the kneecaps or behind the thighs, open knees wide, circle them around, back together. Just a few of those in each direction. Switch your direction. And then knees into your chest. Take a sigh. So we're going to work our way into Shavasana, our final relaxation. Now, if you prefer, you can always just lay flat on the floor. You can come into constructive rest pose with your feet on the floor, and your knees might kind of fall into each other to prop them up so you're not having to hold them up. But since we're doing chair, one thing you might try, which I think feels fabulous, is to bring your legs up onto the seat of your chair. Now, if you have a folding chair, your feet might have to go through the opening of the back of the chair and then come into your Shavasana. Arms are slightly away from your sides, palms facing up, back of the neck is lengthened out. And take a moment. Do those little adjustments that you need to do to feel really comfortable. And when you've done that, take two sighs. First one, let your belly and your low back soften. And the second one, melt the shoulders towards the floor. And once you've done that, you might be able to lengthen the back of your neck out even more. And that's it. You get to relax here. Let your breath soften. Low back is soft. Bones are heavy. And all the muscles in your face are relaxed. Giving your body and your whole system a chance to integrate all of the asana work that you just did. As well as to rest and restore. Every inhale brings in a calm, alert, peaceful energy and vitality. And every exhale allows anything that's no longer serving you to wash away. Allowing yourself to let go with every breath. And feeling fully supported from beneath. Now start to deepen your breath again, bringing your awareness back to your surroundings. And then take a breath into your belly and sigh it out. And breathe in belly, low ribs. Let it go. Breathe in belly, ribs, upper chest, big breath in. Let it go. And start to bring some movement back into your body. You might start with the hands and the feet and gradually moving more of your body. As you bring your legs off your chair, knees into your chest, you might use your feet just to slide the chair a little further away from you to have some space, and then do a little rocking. From there, come on to your side. Stay on your side long enough to take another side. Using your top arm, bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting tall. Arms coming down by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And bring your hands together. Exhale, hands together at your heart. One more side here. And take a moment. Thank yourself for your practice, for a little bit of self-care. I thank you as well. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.